On this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast, what happens when Dean gets the ODT DTs?
And do you remember that head shop from earlier this season? I still don't remember its name. Listen to me try to take on season 9 trivia. Let's do this. Welcome to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. I'm Diana.
And I'm Liz.
And we are at season 9, episode 23. Do you believe in miracles? And end of the season.
You sexy thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. What have you been up to, Liz?
So today I finished a very, a long journey and finished watching What We Do in the Shadows, and I want to cry because it's done. And I'm just sad that I have no more vampire shows, and that's also, it causes me anxiety because I'm like, I need a fucking vampire. What the fuck?
Where are the vampire shows? That's a good question. I started to watch that Reginald show and I didn't finish it.
Reginald is good, but is it still on?
I don't know.
I don't know if they're doing new episodes or not. And it was cute, but it's, it's not What We Do in the Shadows.
No, nothing is What We Do in the Shadows. So,
yeah. So, I mean, I was satisfied with the ending, but I'm still not satisfied when it did because I don't want it to end.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. I was kind of debating like whether or not I saved it or not, was going to save it or not. And then I was just like, there's nothing else to watch. So I'm going to watch it anyways.
We've been slow rolling the end of it. Like I want to keep up, but I also don't want it to be over. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, we'll watch one episode. And we started it like a couple weeks after the season dropped, like or started and like all that. So I'm like, I'm kind of glad it doesn't let you binge it for the finale, for the final season. I don't know.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I'm used to, instant satisfaction. It's like, the pop culture Jeopardy. They only did like they dropped the first 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. I don't know why everybody's going to that now. Stop it. It's stupid. Drop the whole season. Stop trying to make us watch more of your content. We're going to watch the same amount of hours anyways.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm into it. I appreciate it. We'll see. But like my stupid dating, like what Love is Blind does that, where they like drop it in chunks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like chunkiness.
You don't like your shows in chunks?
I like them to be smooth. I like chunky peanut butter. I'm not opposed to any kind of peanut butter.
Smooth.
Both have their moments. Texture's fine. I like a peanut.
I'm big on texture in food. Like I must have like crunchy on my sandwich, like things like that. But I mean not crunchy peanut butter, like egg crunch. But I am not a crunchy peanut. But probably because I just started liking peanuts within like the last few years.
I
like peanut butter, but I don't like peanut.
I think also we were a smooth peanut butter house. I believe. Yeah. I don't know. It's whatever. I think I like the opposite.
Of what you grew
and
up.
I just didn't get
up
peanut
having
butter
to have.
Often. Yeah. It's whatever I wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and trying to think if there's any other television things of note, but no, I don't think so. So what's been going on with you?
We went to the same concert in different cities, and then Migo the Devil was amazing, and I loved it. And yeah, other than that, I have been just in holiday mode. Lots of baking and watching all of the holiday movies. So many holiday movies. I did watch the Lindsay Lohan one. Something about Secret. Something.
And it was fine. It was just like her. Well, it was like her movie from last year. Good for you, Lindsay. I'm glad you got a project completed.
Good for. Well, she seems to be doing quite well, and I'm cheering for her. Here we go.
Good for her.
And then, I've been watching the holiday movies, and then I don't know, like decorating and stuff and baking. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
trying to not get sick because everybody's
I'm not decorating anything because I demolished a really large house this week. So it's kind of stupid to put Christmas lights on something that is completely gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. So anyhow, we ready to do this?
Yeah, I feel like we've got to get into this crazy season ending.
Crazy season ending, and I sent Diana a warning before this episode. Well, mainly it's more to make sure she watched the last 60 seconds, and like don't, and not that you would, but
No.
like make sure it's not over.
They don't start getting distracted at the end, and yeah.
And so this was season 9, episode 23, Do You Believe in Miracles? It first aired May 20th, 2014, and was directed by Thomas J. Wright. And the last time we saw him this season was Metafiction, and it was written by Jeremy Carver. And the last time we saw him was the season opener.
It's been a while. Yeah. So we open with our recap with, of course, Wayward Son playing. And it's obviously a recap of the season. So, everything from Gadriel and Metatron and, Castiel losing his grace and getting grace and then Abaddon's downfall. We've got Cain and his mark and the blade, aka Old Donkey Teeth, our angel war, and so many dead angels. There's quite a montage of the angel deaths in this recap intro. Crowley's addiction to human blood. And, of course, we end with Gadriel being not really stabbed, sliced by ODT.
I just said shoved.
It's unpleasant by Dean with ODT. So, yeah. Our episode picks up exactly where the past one left off. And that is which makes me like, did they do to be continued? Because they should have.
No, I don't think so. They would have had it in there if they did.
They kind of should have. But anyways, so Sam and Castiel are trying to have to make Dean drop the blade and pull him away because Gadriel is real bloody on the ground, but he ain't dead. And so Sam and Cass are upset with Dean because he went all cuckoo, murder, Mark of Cain, bloodthirsty Dean. And they lock him in our file room,
dungeon.
The file dungeon where they used to keep Crowley. Because they're like, you got to stay here until we figure out what the fuck's going on, bro.
Yeah, but Dean is adamant that he is the only one who can kill Metatron.
Yeah, he's yelling a lot and tries to reason, and then they leave.
And then they just push that file cabinet. They really do. They just push the file cabinets in front of him, and I just think it's so funny.
It is funny.
Every time.
Is that like insult to injury too? Like fucking file cabinets. I just don't feel like Dean's a file cabinet kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but Cass does have a point, and Sam agrees that like Dean kind of is their best shot to beat Metatron, so this kind of fucking sucks. But Sam's also like, but we also have Gadriel. And as he puts away and locks up old Donkey Teeth,
does he though? He puts ODT into like a metal box that's just on the table again. Like, why don't y'all get a fucking safe in that bunker? Like, is it in the file dungeon or something? Like, what the hell? Why are you still just leave it on the table?
Just chilling, just sitting out there, just not secure really. And Gadriel has disappeared. And back in the file dungeon, Dean is puking up pink stuff, and his mouth is bloody.
Yeah, that happens.
That's it.
It happens to some people, So, anyhow, and so then we cut from there up to heaven, where Metatron is typing.
Of course he is. And Neil, his angel associate, is talking to him, and he will not. Metatron won't answer until Neil calls him God.
Yeah.
So, and Neil is just wanting to know if this is a new handbook for angels. And Metatron's like, nope, I'm writing a story. It's full of love. And Neil's like The Notebook?
I love The Notebook. The Notebook's my favorite movie.
And Metatron's just like, no. So, and he needs help picking his most pathetic outfit. So, which is kind of a weird ask. But Niels just wants to show off his brand new intercom system that allows for on Angel Radio, and it blocks other voices. So only Metatron's voice will be heard on Angel Radio.
Yep. And so he sets it up, and we see Hannah and a bunch of angels hearing all his reverb. And it's just like he's a high school principal. And that is what this reminds me of. It's like a scene from Grease. And I expect that do.
That is what it did sound like, for real. You're like, oh, okay, we got the announcements. But Metatron's not happy with the amount of reverb going on. He mocks it with a reference to Lou Gehrig, which, according to the internet, is when Lou Gehrig announced his retirement from baseball, there was a lot of reverb. That's what people talk about.
Well, and then also people, no, Lou Gehrig, that became a thing.
I don't know.
No? Okay. You're youngin'. Whatever. So, that was a thing. And I like that you had to look it up. That makes me happy that you looked it up. Yeah.
I also asked Babe, and he had no idea either. I'm like, what's the relationship between Lou Gehrig and reverb? He's like, I have no idea.
Oh. Well, but he basically tells everyone that he is going on a trip and closing heaven's doors temporarily. So this begs the question, is heaven open for everybody or just for these angels?
I don't know. They don't tell us. It'd be nice to know.
Like, are people still in the void going,
screaming?
Yeah. I mean, I'm screaming into the void all the time, but...
Yeah. No, apparently we're not going to find out that mysterious answer, which would be good to know at this point in time.
It seems important. It just seems like an important thing that nobody cares about.
Yes, it does.
Like, if there's more people, like, there's more human souls than there are fucking angels by now that are, like, screaming in the void. People die all the time.
Yes, a lot of people die all the time. It's a lot. Yeah, more than the angels, for sure. So it's a weird plot point to not address. It's not plot point, but I guess it's a concept. I don't know. Either way. I don't know. But he's going to explain everything when he gets back and they reopen. So it's fine. And so down in Earth, Sam and Cass are driving Castiel's car to go. So I guess they went and got it at some point. Because remember, last episode, they didn't have it. Yeah. They left it behind. And I was like, oh, cool. So at some point they went and got his car. That's convenient. Good call. And they find a very, very bloody Ford and Gadriel laying on the ground in the woods. And so Cass insists on healing him, despite him like, no, don't want you to use up your grace, Cass. And they're like, no, we're going to heal you. And you have to tell us what the fuck Metatron's doing. So. And he's just like afraid to humanity.
Yeah, and so when Cass boops him, and then Gadriel asks Cass if he could hear Metatron, and we get a look on Sam's face. So apparently Cass didn't tell him about Meta on the PA system.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, I think that's a weird thing to not share with your teammates.
You think you'd be like, ooh, because they would have been driving.
By the way, this is
oh shit! Yeah. Right now, Metatron's talking to the angels right now. In my head.
I mean, how could you not share that?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I guess if you weren't an angel and you weren't talking to Sam who knows about the angel radio, if you were to be like, hey, you got this voice in my head.
Yeah, that could be something else.
That's a different conversation, but still. But these two are aware. You can talk about it. Well, now we cut to Crowley's massage. It reminded me, I really want to go get a massage.
Yeah, I need one. My neck hurts so much. But he does not care for the fact that his masseuse has an opinion, and she is sharing a lot of them.
She has a lot of opinions, and he carries his stress in his shoulders. Apparently. Anyways, and she's just commenting on that demons, just want some direction since you've defeated Abaddon. So apparently he ain't doing shit. And he's like, he makes a Dr. Phil crack about it. And then the room just starts shaking. And because apparently he's being summoned by a Winchester.
Yeah, and she just creeps me out. She's just too much. There's too much breathiness happening here. The breathiness is just getting to me.
Yeah. It wasn't sexy breathiness. When you're sharing a lot of political opinions and being breathy all at once.
Yeah, that's exactly how I want my pundits to be. So, all right. So we go from that to Dean has summoned Crowley to the file dungeon.
Yeah, because apparently there's a cabinet in the file dungeon that just like has a bunch of stuff in it that they didn't secure.
You know, you've got to keep it somewhere. So you keep it in the dungeon where you also keep your prisoners?
It's real weird. Anyways, well, he summons Crowley and he's like, tell me what the fuck's going on. I can't turn this off since I killed Abaddon. I just have to kill, or if I don't kill, I'm going to puke.
Yeah, and at least so there is some self-awareness, right? So yeah. Dean is finally at least admitting, I may have a problem with murder.
Yes. And Crowley's like, yeah, it is the mark. The more you kill, the better you feel. And you just keep doing that. And if you stop, you might die. Which is not reassuring in any way. And he's like, what about Cain? Because he stopped, but Cain is a demon. And so Dean's like, well, maybe I should get rid of the mark, but don't really want to because I got to go get Meta first.
Yeah, so he's still one-track mind. That's what all he cares about is getting Metatron.
Which is just very normal Dean every time. Like, I don't care the consequences. I'm going to go get the bad guy.
I must kill the bad guy.
Must kill the bad guy. I don't care if I'm not using my brain or being critical thought or anything. I'm just going to focus one-track mind.
So Dean really needs his ODT, though. He needs it real bad, and Crowley's going to help him get his fix.
He is. So they're going to go get... Because reuniting with the ODT also helps his little bit of, like, tweaker, his Mark of Cain tweak out.
His ODT DTs. It could also just be regular DTs, because it's been a while since he had a drink. I mean, it's been like a day. I haven't seen him take... He hasn't had any whiskey in there at all.
There was no whiskey in there. Damn. So now we've got Sam, Cass, and Gadriel are back at the bunker, and they have found that ODT is gone because the box that Sam just hid it so well in, like,
they left on the table is gone.
It's empty.
And Gadriel's like, "What's that smell?"
And it's sulfur. And Sam is big mad.
I just love when people walk into my house. I'm like, "What's that smell?"
It's like rude.
Your house smells like rotten eggs. Right? Does it always smell like rotten eggs?
Well, I mean, angels aren't known for their tact, so
just casket gassy. That's you. But Sam is pissed.
Sam is big mad, and so they start. I feel like there's a lot of big mad Sam in this. He is angry.
He's an angry boy.
In a very different way than Dean's like murder angry. Sam is just like pissed this whole episode.
Sam's
right?
brother pissed.
Yeah.
He's pissed at his
whole
bro.
episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, just making sure that tone is clear here. Which I'm just, it's amusing. Probably not haha amusing, but amusing. So they're trying to call Dean's phone. They know he's with Crowley. And yeah, and Gadriel's like, yeah, honestly, Dean with the mark and ODT might actually be our best chance against Metatron.
And nobody's told him this either. So this is his first time that Gadriel is learning about that Dean has the mark of Cain too.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, what?
Well, he's like, oh, surprise. That might work.
That explains why he was trying to stab me in the stomach with a donkey jaw.
Yeah, and he seems not very mad at him now about it, which is sure. But Sam's still big mad. He's my brother, not a bomb. Blah. And anyways, but Gadriel's like, sorry, Metatron has god powers because he's got everything tied to the angel tablet. So we've got to break that tie, and it's in his office. So let's figure out how to go do that. Just bold.
Mm-hmm. That's a plan, though.
It's a plan. We have a plan. So we find out later, it's like Muncie, Indiana, but there's a woman walking down the street, talking on her cell phone, arguing with a dude about their kid. And this is everybody's reminder to have situational awareness, and that it can be very dangerous to walk around on your cell phone, not paying attention to your surroundings in public, whether it be walking in the street or on the sidewalk or anything like that. You shouldn't, or texting or anything while you're walking. It's dangerous because this bitch gets hit by a fucking car.
You can get hit by a truck, or you can get hit by me. Like one of those things can happen.
So, and there's people running to help, and of course Metatron is there. So now we know that there's something involved with him, and she looks like she might be dead or close to it. But on the road, we've got Dean and Crowley, and they have found a pub, kind of diner pub thing. Anyways, it's a restaurant, and Dean is going to have coffee.
Okay, so they're rolling in though with like his backpack and the ODT in this like leather roll up satchel thing, and it's just a weird. What the fuck? Like, why? I mean, I guess it's what it has to go in, but like, why is it not inside the backpack? Like, why do you have it out? Like, why do you got to put it on the table? It's just very strange.
I think he has to touch it. He likes to touch it. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, but. And like he's just like gonna whip the laptop out like I just want coffee, and he gets shamed into ordering a burger by Crowley, which is interesting. But he's searching for hints of Metatron's activity, and is finding a whole like nothing at first at all, nothing. And Crowley's gonna monologue about how this is how Sam and Dean drive around looking for cases and don't even notice what else is going on around them, and don't they ever get tired of it, and blah 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 blah. I know, by the way, I'm off human blood.
Yeah, and so I'm like, he's like, I kicked human blood again. I'm like, so like, did you cold turkey it? Did you go to Human Blood Anonymous, HBA, like, and then Dean's like, do you want a stuffed bear? And I'm like, what? You get a stuffed bear for kicking addictions now? Like, I didn't know that they were giving those out. Like, I thought you just got these stupid fucking chips. Like, if I can get like a stuffed bear.
Totally different. Now, are we talking about a taxidermy stuffed bear or a stuffed like teddy bear?
I mean, what is the stuffed bear doing? So it's, just things I wonder.
Yeah. So anyways, we've got
so Dean's internet search
finally
is like
responding. Yeah, he's finding nothing. But he's going to turn it around because he's annoyed with Crowley's line of conversation, and he asks how hell is. And Crowley's like, fine. It's like a Swiss watch. And he pauses. He's like, it's complicated. And Dean's like, hell ain't complicated. Shower sex is complicated. And he is correct.
He is correct. If you are my height, you should not have sex in a shower. That is how you end up naked on the floor, covered in blood. And then the EMTs have to come in like while you're naked on the floor. Like, do you want that to happen? Just don't do it.
It's not a height thing. It's just complicated. I don't know.
I know, but it's also just really, really difficult. Like, and especially like if you're short, like someone's always going to get their face full of water, and it's just like it's not sexy time. It's just not.
It like in movies, now I'm old enough to be like not fucking sexy. That just looks like a pain in the ass, uncomfortable, not good. Anyways, he's right. Shower sex is complicated. So yeah, and then Dean is like, look, I can't find anything. We've got no smiting and no acts of God. But as he's bitching about the lack of Meta's activity, we have two demons enter, hand Crowley a phone, whisper to him, and as their food arrives, so Dean gets his burger, they leave. Because
that cheeseburger looks really good.
It does. It's a lovely cheeseburger on a nice bun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat a burger with coffee, though. I mean, I can. I don't want to.
No.
You have to have a soda or iced tea.
No, you shouldn't have coffee with your meal. Anyhow.
Yeah. So there's a video of what may be an angel gone viral. And it's this gross kid commenting on his sister's butt. And then but the video captures a lady getting hit by a car as it pans over. So these kids run over, and they catch Metatron heal her on video, and she sits up.
And then Metatron Marv is just fucking creepy as he looks at the camera, and I hate him.
Yeah. And apparently, but during this whole thing, he whispered something in this lady's ear. So anyways, it was just a couple hours ago, and so they are going to leave. And Dean leaves a burger behind. So this is weird.
Yeah, and I'm sick in general. You'll regret that.
Dean leaves the burger behind.
Like, I would walk away and then come back and take a bite out of it. Like, you can't just leave a whole burger there. Who can do that?
Or get a to-go box. Doesn't take that long.
No.
Anyways.
You eat in the car all the time.
Yeah. Like,
you shouldn't. Now. It's gross. You got babies' steering wheels all covered in grease. But anyhow. So we go from that to a playground.
Yes. And Castiel and Gadriel have arrived there. And apparently this is the portal to heaven. And it's guarded by two of Metatron's most loyal angels. It's a little girl swinging on the swings and her mom who's not really watching her. And apparently they were literally recruited by Gadriel. I thought it was really clever. I enjoyed this. They are unsure though how they're going to get past them. And Cass makes a Wookiee reference that Gadriel does not get. And I appreciated it. It took me a second.
Sad. Yeah, but it's kind of sad though that he just got all this booped into his head and he didn't actually get the joy of watching the Star Wars movies. Like, it's kind of like the point, you know? So, I mean, but at least he gets, you know, he gets references now.
Yeah, but you're right. You don't get the joy of the
unfolding, the entertainment. You know, like the digesting of it. It's just there.
Yeah. Yeah. So as they walk up and the little girl notices that we have Gadriel approaching with a handcuffed Castiel. And they're like, hey, the portal's closed. Sorry. But Gadriel makes a really good case. He's like, duh, I know that, obviously, but who the fuck do you think sent me to go get Castiel? Duh. So.
Yeah, Pura. What kind of fucking name is Pura? Actually, it means fruitful and it's a character in Zelda.
In what?
Zelda.
Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't know. All right. Well, in the meantime, we've got Dean and Crowley have now arrived at the Miller's trailer in the RV trailer park. Where Sam is waiting for him, who makes a crack about, I don't really need a demon for clues. Pretty funny.
Not
wrong. But basically the miracle lady's gone. Sam already talked to her, and Dean's like, it's not what you think, but I'm also not going to explain.
Yeah, Dean makes it all about himself, and then Sam just bitches him out.
So gross. And he's like, your real friends are helping, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, and Dean's just Dean's trying to defend himself because Gadriel did kill Kevin, but Sam's like, yeah, but also it's all kind of your fault. You're the one that invited him in the first place.
Yeah, you tricked me. I have PTSD because I see myself killing Kevin all the time. Like, don't throw the Kevin shit on me. This is all on you. And Sam just keeps rising above.
Yeah, and but at the same time, Sam also does acknowledge that you are the best shot at us killing Metatron. So there we go. Dean's like, I know, and I'm going to take my best shot, no matter the consequences. Bleh. And Sam's like, yeah, I know, but we're going to do it together. Ha. And they know what next step Metatron was taking because that's what he whispered to this lady. So now they are going to go after the next step. What? And like Crowley's trying to be all snarky about this, but Dean's just like, bye.
Yeah, and then Crowley said he's getting Winchestered, which I think means that you die, but whatever.
Yeah, he's not dying. He's just getting like,
getting Winchester means you get screwed over by them and gets killed. But yeah. So now we go to the sandbox, which that's an American thing. In Europe, like it's a sand pit.
Really? Sand pit sounds much more ominous.
It does, but I was also reading up on this because I don't know why I had to go down a rabbit hole about sandboxes when I saw this, and find out that they were first came in popularity in the late 1800s in Germany, and then eventually they were Americanized. But now a lot of people don't put sand in them because raccoons can go in there and spread disease, and cats use them as litter boxes.
Yeah, that was the problem. Like we always had to have them with like a lid because
lids are important. Otherwise, your kids are just playing in cat shit and raccoon whatever.
Yeah, it's not cute. We had one. It was like that green one that's shaped like a turtle, and then the shell cover. We had one of those. I like my sandbox.
Yeah. Now I'm just like, if I had a child, would I throw them in a bunch of dirt? I don't. It just seems like something to clean.
I mean, yes, but I don't know.
I guess that's just children in general. It's just something to clean. Yeah. So in the sandbox, they make the sigils to go into heaven.
Yes, which is pretty cool. Because they get a big old cloud of smoke. So they're convincing work. Get a cloud of smoke, and Gadriel and Cass step into it, and they come out of the cloud into an elevator that opens to Ingrid saying, "Oh, well done. We got word that y'all were coming," and it's her and Hannah standing there, and they are going to escort both of them to Metatron's office. Nope. It was all fake. They're both going to cells. They're in Heaven's jail.
Which is Gadril's worst nightmare, to be back in Heaven's jail. He's like, I was trying so hard to get out of this. Now these bitches just locked me in here.
Yeah. So now we've got Marv in a homeless encampment. And he gets recognized fairly quickly by his woman. And she wants him to meet her friend George. Yeah. And because he performed miracles, and it's his burden that he accepts because Marv is gross. That's what he says.
Yeah. So Marv boops away his diabetes, which I think would solve healthcare. So let's go with this.
Yeah.
And booping away diabetes sounds like a great plan when you can't afford insulin. So, but then he fills his canteen up with more booze, which I think kind of like, well, you just cured his diabetes and now you're giving him booze again. Like,
and now you're contributing to his alcoholism.
You're just making the cycle happen. Like, you're just going to have to cure him with diabetes again. Unless like you like did a permanent diet. Like if you could just like cut off like no diet, like now we're like talking even better. Like now you're cured diabetes.
Right.
So then I can just have all the ices that I want.
Right. Yes. I don't know how
I'm just start sucking up that corn syrup.
We need more explanation of the boop. The boop cure. Boop cures, please.
Do we have labs done afterwards?
Boop cure lab work. Anyway, was that where you find out more about your occult blood?
That's what Quest Labs wants you to know about your occult blood.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
Yeah.
So we've got then this redhead dude.
Yeah, I just called him Ginger the whole time.
I did too. Ginger
God,
Angel.
We're so terrible.
Ginger.
It's just because we're both blonde at the moment.
It is. And he's like, hey, that guy's a fucking fraud. And Marv's like, how am I a fraud? I'm not really even offering anything. Just love, hope, and occasional miracles. Anyways. But this Ginger's just like, no, he's an angel, aka Metatron. He's not one of you. And he was just a petty ass fucking angel that pursued power and now is trying to rule all the angels with an iron thumb. Brr. Which to a group of humans standing around sounds cuckoo bananas.
It surely does.
And Meta is pissed by this though. And he's about to fucking stab this motherfucker in the middle of this encampment, which seems like an odd choice.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but then it's not necessary because the people start coming to his defense.
Yes. He gets Ginger gets bonked on the head real bad. After he calls Metatron an abomination. Yeah. She's like, that lady, miracle lady pops up. She's like, no, he's a messiah. And yeah, he gets bonked on the head, and then somebody throws a blanket over his body so they
what
can
the hell?
Party
like,
him.
Why
what the fuck
is this? Why is this blanket here? I mean, and I understand the purpose. It's like, did Metatron put this as part of his plot? That it's purposely he left this tarp here so we knew that you were going to have to do this. I did see in a true crime show today where someone did bring a tarp to their murder site. So I mean, it is possible that could happen. But so when they're like beating him and then eventually stabbing him because Meta gives them the blade to go through, like they stab him through the blanket. So all the light is just conveniently contained underneath the blanket.
It also just it's very upsetting, or just another upsetting reminder of what mob mentalities can do. But that's okay.
Yeah, I love a mob. I'm a joiner. All right, so but he's just like smiling while watching and just stop. I hate it. I hate it so much. Stop the smiling.
They really, really love me.
Okay.
All right.
So we're back to, and this is where I originally in my notes put the ODT DTs joke. Yeah. So I'm going to say it again. Dean has the ODT DTs.
Yeah, he's got to touch it.
And he's just shaking, and maybe he should get a flask of what Metatron give out.
Ugh. So they are gonna go to this homeless encampment where Metatron is, and
first we get to see Trunk.
Yes, we do get a brief moment of Trunk,
Team Trunk!
And we have Dean wanting to suddenly address the last few months without actually addressing anything And Sam's just like, no.
We're not doing this now,
We're not going to do this. Before we find anything else to fight about, let's get this bitch. And they're like, cool. And then Dean punches Sam in the fucking face and knocks him out.
Yeah. So no, Dean, no. Why? Like your bro was like, let's gut this bitch. He was like on, and then he just leaves his brother passed out on the road behind baby, just in the middle on the ground.
You know,
like he's gonna get ants.
Yeah, that's rude. So rude. Not even put him in the car. Anyways, well, Castiel up in heaven jail is trying to fucking reason with Hannah that, like, obviously Metatron set me up. And Gadriel is proof of this. Duh. Look, he's helping me. Why would that happen otherwise?
And she's gonna learn sarcasm for an angel. And she was like, yeah, right. Like, what? He set all this up? Uh-huh. And like, why am I going to trust this angel who only thought of himself since the garden? And I'm like, Gadriel has been in fucking prison for like millennia.
Yeah.
Like, why was he selfish? Like, he was stuck in a hole in there. Like, I mean, what else was he supposed to think about? Did you give him anything to think about besides himself?
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking about.
Did you give him some ways to help his community while he was stuck in a cell?
Probably not. Doesn't sound like it. So, and they want a chance. They want her to give them a chance to prove this. So, Dean is now entering this encampment, and it's basically kind of like guarded by these two persons that Marv first interacted with, and he finds out that Metatron is in this like industrial building behind the encampment. He is praying for their forgiveness and then like shrug and point toward bloody fabric on the ground. Oh, he is praying for their forgiveness for mob murder? Okay. Mm-hmm. Cute. Yeah. That he encouraged? Right. And who the fuck is he praying to if he's supposed to be God? Anyway.
That's that. Good point. Is he praying to himself? I think he's praying to himself, probably.
He probably is. Ugh.
Yeah, but they also knew who Dean was.
Yes, because they were expecting him.
Yep.
They knew who he was, yeah. So, Gadriel is going to have a breakdown.
He's losing his shit.
He cannot handle this at all. All he'd have done is dream of being of redemption. And Castiel insists that he has been redeemed.
Yeah, like, dude, you're good. You're good now, right? Like,
but Gadriel, no, he needed to do his mission. It's protecting those who could not protect themselves, like humans. And no one's bigger than that mission. And he has officially carved the suicide sigil into his chest.
It's a very nice chest, too. And he did that with no mirror or reference picture. Like, you didn't have to, like, draw it on the ground to be like, okay, and then how do I reverse this? He's just, like, he did it with, like, a rock or whatever that tile was.
A rock chip or whatever that he's going to stab himself with, too. Quite impressive, honestly. Yeah, he's like, Castiel, get to the far side of your cell. And they tell Hannah to run, and he stabs himself. Goes boom.
Kaboom. But his body remains.
Which is weird. Everyone else got vaporized, right?
I think so.
I thought so.
I don't.
Maybe not.
I mean, but they had the big light come out of them because the other one wasn't there where the little girl was, and I don't think Tessa was there. But I don't know. So Gadriel's body remains.
Yeah, and so Dean back. And so that's the big boom. Big boom. And we've got, it's a pretty good way of proving their side.
And getting someone out of jail.
Oh, that too. Because now Cass is...
No, there's no jail.
Yeah, the jail is broken. The jail is broken. So Dean is not thrilled when he comes up to Metatron. Rightfully so. Metatron's like sitting Indian style. He's like, humble pie Jesus routine. Save it for someone who gives a damn. But anyways, and Metatron does rightfully call out Dean's fucking cynicism because Dean is super fucking cynical, but also
cynicism keeps you warm at night. I'm just saying.
Does it though?
It keeps me pretty warm. So Dean accuses Metatron of being Bernie Madoff with wings.
Yeah, and and Metatron's like, oh, just God hated all the people, hated people and didn't pay attention to them at all. And they all just kept wanting something, thinking they should pray more, but he didn't even know who they were. So why bother? At least I can, I can save them. And he's like, oh, Dean's like, what, with your face and everywhere? And what would WWMD bumper sticker? And Dean and Metatron's like, so yeah, that's right, correct. Yes, I am going to brand the fuck out of this. I'm going to give him a brand to believe in. Why the fuck not? Why do you blame me?
That's what humans like. Humans like a brand they can follow. And then Dean just starts his blame game, right? And then he takes out ODT. And how did Meta not know that Dean had the first blade?
That's weird because he should have known because he is writing the story.
He's been writing all these stories. So, but has he not been writing the Kane part? Like, has that been outside? Part? Yeah, that whole been outside of Metatron's area of influence, which may be because it's Hal, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know. It is interesting. So he's but Metatron does have a question. He's like, if you win and I die, then what? You've got all these fucking angels up there. You've got what happens after this. And this is a good point because we still don't even know if heaven is open to fucking souls, right? We don't have that answer as the viewer at all.
We haven't reversed the spell that Metatron did.
No, but somehow he's able to allow angels back, whatever that means.
He made a portal, right? So, I mean, I guess heaven's not fully open. I don't know. And then they have this, Dean's hand won't stop shaking, and they have the disturbing first blade frequency humming that I can't stand.
And we find out, and Metatron shares that his friends are upstairs that are trying to help him out are in their episode of Locked Up Abroad, Heaven.
I do love that show so much.
I know, I thought you'd appreciate that. So, his big blade and his douchey tribal tat may have given Dean super juice because Dean's going to try to stab him.
And again, it's a brand, not a tattoo.
Correct. Gets blocked and then but punches Metatron in the fucking face.
No, he just starts punching away.
But then Metatron flings Dean real hard. So, in heaven, Cass and Hannah now have taken Ingrid hostage to try to find
Hannah's got Ingrid by the throat now.
And they're trying to find the tablet in Metatron's office. I don't know. Things have changed suddenly. Back in this industrial building, Metatron is going to fling Dean around a whole lot, able to knock the blade away. So now Dean doesn't have ODT. And But now Metatron knows about taking out Abaddon. So then he would have known about ODT.
Yeah, he would have had, I don't know. Okay. So, but Metatron is also monologuing while they're fighting through all this, and he's bragging that he is powered by the word of God.
And that Dean's powered by the bone of a jackass.
He is.
Dean tries to Jedi mind trick the blade to him again as Sam has now made his way to the Helmless encampment.
And he pulls a gun on them.
Yeah,
and they're
he's
just
fuck oh, this shit. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you. Where the fuck are they?
and they respond with righteous fear.
Yeah, I mean, and they answer. They get the info. I mean, well, Castiel up in heaven has managed to find the angel tablet. And it was actually I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool. It was hidden inside the typewriter. And
it makes so much sense because he's typing out the story with the
powered by God.
Oh, yeah,
yes, I liked it. I thought that was good. Well done. Yeah. Well, Dean does Jedi ODT right as Sam finds them. But it's too late because Metatron is going to stab Dean Winchester in the fucking chest with a fucking angel blade and twist it.
And twist it a lot. And Sam screams, no!
And runs and jumps over stuff to get to Dean as they make eye contact.
And the angel tablet falls right when Dean falls. So we get that. And then
Well
Meta's
done.
laughing, then thunder's crashing.
Yeah, it's room's shaking. It is crazy, right? And Metatron is about to get stabbed by Sam. He disappears. He gone.
He is flapped up to heaven.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, up in that office, Castiel is still there, and Metatron's like, and Cass is like, by the way, Gadriel is dead. And Metatron's like, oh, well, you've broken, like, now the angel tablet, just like only the most powerful fucking thing in the universe. That's stupid. Just to save Dean, all for one human. But guess what? He's dead too. And he handcuffs Castiel to a chair. Not very nice.
It's not. And then on Earth, Dean is telling Sam that it's better this way. The Mark is making him into something that he doesn't want to become.
And they got to get the fuck out of here because Metatron's going to come back. So Cass is telling Metatron, like, look, you're not going to get away with this. And Metatron's like, what are you talking about? And Cass is like, they're going to figure it all out. And he's like, so Metatron starts talking shit about angels because he's a dick.
Because he's Metatron.
Yeah.
And so he just says, they're all sheep and they won't care how they make it to the top as long as they make it. And he talks and talks and talks and talks. And he's about to stab Cass.
Yeah. But Cass was smart and had the angel intercom on the whole time. Ha ha ha.
So now all the angels have suddenly realized that they were on the wrong side and they all come for Metatron.
Yeah. Duh. Like, and also, like, would you just, like, even listen to these two and really take Metatron's side? Like, I don't know, man.
They're supposed to, they're sheeple. Well, there's not sheeple. They're sheep because they're not people. Shangels?
Shangels? Shangels? I don't know.
So down on Earth, Dean tells Sam that he's proud of them, and then he flops over.
Like he's dying. It's not good. And Sam's crying a lot. There's a lot of hugging and crying. It's very upsetting. Very upsetting. I didn't cry, though. And I think it's because it was so intense and I was trying to find out what was happening. Anyways. So up in heaven, Castiel puts Metatron in a cell, and Hannah agrees that it was the right thing to do as a good leader.
But what about your grace? And you're going to die if you don't fix that. Remind you, you're dying.
Yeah. And then we have a song playing that is hard to find. It's by a 60s supergroup called Blind Faith. So the band was called Can't Find My Way Home. And as this is playing, we've got Sam has laid Dean down they're back in the bunker, and he lays him down in his bed there and pours himself a whiskey because he's going to go find a summoning spell in the file dungeon and curse Crowley because he needs Crowley. Crowley's the one that got Dean into this, and he's going to get him out. But Dean is already being visited by Crowley. Sam's summoning is unnecessary, if you will.
Because, that's what they do, Winchesters. One of them dies, one of them calls on a demon to make a deal. And that's just so expected. It's been done.
Yeah.
And Crowley promises that he didn't know this was going to happen, and he never lied, but he did omit one Cain story.
Yeah. That, the Mark, he had to take his own life with the blade because the Mark never really let go.
Because Cain didn't want it either. Cain didn't want to become a psycho killer either. And so he killed himself with he shoved the donkey jaws into his belly, but the Mark was not done with him. And then Crowley takes out ODT and is like, dude, when I saw you walk away from a cheeseburger, I was like, oh, fuck, this could really be something. Yeah. Dean Winchester refused a cheeseburger.
He knew something was up, which we all knew something was up then. And he puts the ODT in Dean's hand and starts telling Dean that it's not death that you're feeling. It's just a new kind of life. You just need to open your eyes and see what I see and feel what I feel. Ooh.
And let's go take a howl at that moon. And Dean opened his eyes. And what are they, Diana? What are his eyes?
They're black demon eyes. Oh my god! Ah! Dean's a demon! And cut.
And cut. And I remember watching that in real time.
Did you like throw your pillow across the room?
I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And it was like, you can't end with Dean being a demon. Like, it was.
But they did.
They did.
They did it.
So let's talk about some cast people before we get into our season torture of Diana.
Yes.
Casting couch. It's the casting couch. Were they on that show that time with that guy? La 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 la.
Our seasonal torture. So our cast, Ingrid was played by Danielle Kremenuk. She's in a few episodes. She's of Supernatural. She's also been in 4400, Smallville, Almost Human, Arrow, Lucifer, and Travelers. Neil, our angel that helped with the intercom, was played by Shane Soldberg. His actually last acting credit was around 2015, but he'd been in episodes of X-Files and Smallville. He was Tom in all the Air Bud movies. He was a geek in Josie and the Pussycats and Jefferson in Agent Cody Banks. Our demon masseuse was played by Alicia Perosa. Interestingly, she does a lot of voice work, which is extra funny. We talked about her. This character was a little breathy. And then Asariel, the mom angel guarding the playground.
Kira's mom, yeah.
Yeah. She was played by Kate Crutchlow. Been in episodes of Smallville, Wayward Pines, and iZombie. She was also the monorail mother in Tomorrowland. And then Pura was played by Jordan Ashley Olsen. Been in episodes of Fringe, several episodes of Once Upon a Time.
She's 40 now.
Oh God. And
she was such a small child. I know she's an adult.
Yeah, she does a lot of she's done a ton of Hallmark. Continues to do a lot of Hallmark movies and shows.
Fun.
Yeah, that's what we got. All right.
And it's time. The time for the thing that we do every season and that I love, Diana hates. And it is time for our trivia. It's season 9 trivia. Make my game show voice and Lou Gehrig sound. All right. So for our first question, in episode 1 of this season, we learned what important fact about Cass. Is it he has never seen Star Wars, he hates peanut butter, C, he is a boxer man, or D, he wants to become a pizza delivery driver?
A. It's pizza.
No, it is C. He is a boxer man because I am a perv. And this was when he went to wash his clothes in the laundromat and he took off his clothes and he was down to his boxers. And they were not boxer briefs. They were
white boxers.
They were white boxers. Damn it. Bonus question. One angel did become the standout of this episode and inspired a meme on Tumblr. What angel was that?
From that episode?
From episode 1 of the season.
Oh, was it? It was the one from the wreck who had like the. Damn it! What's her name?
No, there was not. It was not Hale. Hale did have the stumps.
She had the stumps and then like a crown of broken glass and stumps. Like it was something.
So this is one of the angels that came a calling when Dean Winchester prayed really loud.
Oh, the farmer angel?
Yes, Tractor Angel. Tractor Angel got his own Twitter account. He got his own Tumblr. The Tumblr is still up. You can go see the lovely memes of Tractor Angel.
Nice.
Question number 2. In episode, I think you should get points to that. You kind of got there. You got Farmer Angels close enough. Okay. Number 2. In episode 2, the hunter Irv said he once hunted what with Bobby in Saskatoon? A, 4-legged chupacabras. B, werewolf Siamese twins. C, flying yetis, or D, menopausal manicores?
B.
It was B, werewolf Siamese twins. And one more bonus. When did Bobby tell that story? The answer is every time he drank Labatt's.
That's right.
Saskatoon.
Yeah, freaking Canadian beers. Damn it. Okay.
Question 3. In episode 4, what ways had Dorothy already tried to kill the Wicked Witch with? Decapitation, dousing with holy water, dousing with holy oil, or stake through a heart?
Had she not, or has she tried already?
Had she tried?
I thought she tried all of those, but not
She
yet.
No, she tried 2 of those.
Okay. So she did not do, she did decapitation and holy water.
She did. Those are the 2 she did. Question number 4. The late, great Leslie Jordan provided the voice for the animal billed as Gay Yorkie in episode 5, Dog Dean Afternoon. The Yorkie saw everything, and he will tell it for what price. Was it A, begging strips, B, sausages, C, a game of fetch, or D, a belly rub?
D, belly rubs.
It was. And he wants it, bitch, please. If I'm going to rat someone out, it's got to be worth my while. I want a belly rub. Not from you, sweetie. From that big one. Over there. Question number 5. In episode 7, Bad Boys, we learned that Dean spent some time at Sonny's home for boys. While at school, he got awarded a championship plaque for what? Woodworking, wrestling, dancing, or making out?
Wrestling.
It was wrestling, and that was awarded to Dean on April 20th, 1995, so 4/20, Hitler's birthday. So, sorry. That's what the things I always say when people say the other reason people know 4/20.
Yeah.
All right.
I was trained. I know. Same. So it's just funny. I'm like, oh.
Question number 6. In episode 10, Road Trip, we meet the demon Cecily, who works where? Is it the Gas and Sip, the CIA, NSA, or the DMV?
It's the NSA.
It is the NSA. Yes, demons run the NSA.
I mean, that tracks, right?
Yeah. Question number 7. In episode 13, The Purge, Sam pretends to be what does Sam pretend to be to figure out the mystery of the Pistaco? Does he pretend to be an FBI agent, a doctor, a yoga instructor, or a pilot?
Yoga instructor.
And an FBI agent. Wrong.
Damn it, you're right. Technically both.
He was Agent Freely in this, and the world's worst yoga instructor.
Yeah, very disappointing yoga instructor.
Question number 8. In episode 15, #Thin Man, we learned that Sam got taken to the ER on Dean's handlebars because obviously John Winchester was not around after he got dressed up as Who and jumped off the shed. Batman, Superman, Peter Pan, or Captain America?
Batman.
That is correct. Dean jumped off first dressed as Superman, but we all know Superman can fly, Batman cannot. He just has a utility belt and a lot of money. All right, number 9. We go to a head shop in episode 18, Metafiction. What is its name? Ian's Herbal Remedies, The Green Zone, Have a Heart, or Earthly Delights?
I'm going to go with Earthly Delights. I'm not convinced.
This was a question that we had in episode 18 Metafiction when I quizzed you on the show, and you got it wrong then, and you got it wrong again. It is Ian's Herbal Remedies because the head shop Tuesday was Ian.
I just block out head shops, apparently.
Apparently. I was giving you a chance to redeem yourself.
That's so fuck. I knew it was wrong. Could you tell the confidence that I said with? I'm like, I'm going to get this wrong. We're just going to say it. Doing it. I don't know why.
All right. And the final question. What is the code word used both in episode 10, Road Trip, and episode 21, King of the Dam, to signal Dean or Sam to drop everything and run? I'm not giving you multiple choice.
Poughkeepsie.
The word you can't say.
Can't say it.
It is Poughkeepsie.
City. Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie.
Oh my god.
And we will never have that code word. And it was like, I'm in hell, I'm in trouble. And Diana's just like,
I can't say it.
So that wraps up season 9's trivia.
Woo, I did okay. I did better than some years.
You did. I think you did pretty good. Maybe you took some time to study this season, but so final thoughts on Dean being a demon.
Well, first off, I'm very disappointed that we did not get any clarity on what's going on with heaven and hell's actual function. I think that was a little bit of I can handle a cliffhanger, but that feels like more than a cliffhanger. It feels like they forgot to address it. That's what it felt like. I'm not saying they did or didn't. I'm not saying it's not going to come up on next season. I'm just saying right now it feels like it was just an oversight to not address.
Well, hell was functioning. It was just dysfunctional because they were having the fight between Abaddon and Crowley. So things are working fine in hell. It's just heaven.
Right.
So although, I'm not sure how that works. If a soul goes to hell, is that fine?
I don't know. So it's just so that I feel like there should have been
also I'd clarification on that.
Just a little bit of clarity about what's happening in the afterlife. Just a little bit. I don't need a full explanation. Just cool. Souls are going again. Cool. Okay, that's I don't know. And then, so yeah, I found that a little bit give me something.
A loose thread.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't mind. Once again, I don't love a cliffhanger, but I fully understand the importance of a good cliffhanger, and yeah, that was my annoyance. But I will say that, I also don't trust Metatron, so I'm terrified that they locked him up instead of murdering his dumbass. Even though I'm not going to root for murder, I don't think it counts if it's an angel. I don't know. Anyways, it's so that was a little bit questionable to me. I was like, you should. I mean, but it's kind of weird how you just murder him if he's just standing there and they've already captured him. It's kind of awkward. So that was a lot. I don't know. I feel is Crowley just going to go tell Sam, by the way, I already took care of him, but he's a demon now. Have fun with that. Bye.
No, they're going to go howl at that moon.
I know, but Sam's summoning Crowley. Doesn't he have to go?
No, I guess so. But he's just downstairs.
I don't see he's going downstairs. Downstairs bye. Hey, I'm already here. Bye. I don't know. Or does it count? Is he close enough? It's this counts as summoning.
I'm summoned. Yeah, I'm already here. I think
Check
so.
The box. I don't know. Interesting. I wondered if we were going to get any wrap up of Kane showing back up. We did not this season.
No hot Kane yet. No.
Which I thought was interesting too. I
kind of take away my hot Kane.
In my head, we were going to have a Kane appearance in this episode. I don't know why. Just
in my head, I was going to have I'm going to stop there.
And then the whole Metatron making people love him stuff was super fucking disturbing.
Yeah, in general, mob mentality, worshiping somebody as a messiah figure is generally just yeah.
It's mob mentality, they're killing people within minutes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
in general, cults are not great. Yeah.
It's a fast cult starting. I don't know. But yeah, so that's there we go. I don't know.
Any predictions for season 10?
Well, so one bad thing in my position coming in is that I know Dean Winchester is not dead forever because
he could be a demon for the rest of the series. You don't know that.
I didn't say that. I said dead. I know he's not dead. So I knew something was going to happen, right? Because I know there is a fucking series and I've seen enough. Well, I've not watched it or to know story or characters or anything like that. I'm aware that Dean is
that Jensen Ackles had a job for the next 5 years.
Correct. Yeah. So he's there. Seen a million memes from the last season because how do you not if you do social media in this? So I had an awareness, so I knew something was going to happen, and I've seen some pictures float around of Dean with demon eyes, and we've had him as a demon briefly before. So yeah, I kind of was this was shocking though. Not what I expected. Not what I expected this episode to end. And I don't know how to predict what's going to happen. Like, is it going to be a secret? Is he going to be a secret demon? Or is he going to be like
an out in the open demon?
Yeah. Closet demon?
I don't think Dean would ever do anything softly.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. How long do people have to fucking wait? I mean, like, what was it, like a full on, like a 4 to 6 month like wait after this?
It was the traditional you had the summer break and then you had a season start. You know
Rough.
How television used to go when there was regular television.
I know, and you're mad when people drop 3 episodes at a time. But then like the next season takes forever. It feels like sometimes it can be like over a year. Sometimes till the next season.
Sometimes it can be over a year. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I thought it was, look, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with Castiel. I have a feeling that he's going to kick it up in heaven for a minute. And then
they had to wait until October. So this aired May 20th, 2014. Season 10 drops October 7th, 2014.
5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
That's brutal.
So
trying to get all the spoilers, all the pictures, all the hot goss before it dropped.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm excited actually. I mean, I think we've gotten a really good, for me. Not that we've gotten I very much enjoy the show. Obviously, I think it's a really exciting point in the series. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of my observation at this moment. I think it's an exciting point in the series, so I'm excited to see what season 10 brings.
No. So on that note, I think we'll close it out. Cheers, jerk.
Cheers, bitch.
Devil's Trap Podcast is a Don't Get It production. Meow.
Devil's Trap Podcast is part of the Ship It Studios Podcast Network. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Devil's Trap Podcast, Twitter at Devil's Trap Pod, or you can email us at devilstrap@devilstrappodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave reviews, and share with all your friends. We're at all your favorite podcast outlets and at devilstrappodcast.com. I'm Babe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Going up to the spirit in the skies. That's where I'm